Hey, you! If you get the chance to be in a situation where you have to plan and send yourself food for a whole month across New Zealand, would you take it? Hell yeah! Okay, great, that is amazing, but let me give you some tips on what to pack, how much to pack, and where to send the packages. So New Zealand has a bit of different choices food-wise than you might be used to in the US and Europe, because there are a lot of restrictions in what to bring into the country, and so you have to wiggle around what you can get there. And they have nearly everything you need, but it's always a bit trickier to find. Especially if you're vegetarian or vegan like I am, you will have to do a bit more research on what to get, especially if you try to have a kind of balanced diet on trail and not just live off tortilla wraps and peanut butter. Which is fine for everyone who chooses to. I did not. I wanted to have a bit of a balanced diet, so my diet looked a bit different. And the first advice I can give is be aware of what kind of meal person you are, because I was planning on having porridge every morning, and I'm not a breakfast person. I never have breakfast at home, and why would I do it on trail then? But in my mind I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have porridge in the morning, good start, have something to eat. And after day 3 I stopped having porridge. So for me that was snacks the whole day, pretty much. Lots of bars and peanut butter sachets. Pig's Peanut Butter has great sachets and it's amazing peanut butter. So you can you have them. If you don't have like a squeegee where you can fill in the peanut butter, then get just the sachets. You can get them in every decent, big enough supermarket in New Zealand. Then I was really focused on my dinners. So the dinners were where I was focused on getting all the nutrition I need. And I did that with getting Reddix meals. Reddix is a New Zealand based brand. They have freeze-dried meals, and I haven't found anything like Reddix, not even here in Europe, that is the same calorie, weight and water ratio. So one of their big meals is 800 calories. It weighs around 170 grams and needs around 170 milliliters of water. And that is not much water, so that also saves a lot of gas, and the amount of time you use it will add up. Yeah, in the beginning when I packed my bags I thought I'm going to boil myself 500 grams of pasta. I packed that in my packages, and I ended up not doing that because that takes forever to be done and uses way too much gas. So learn from that. Don't pack pasta unless you have a container to cold soak it the whole day, but not my way of backpacking. So yeah, Reddix meals were great, and so they have lots of calories. It's very balanced. It's all vegan. You have all the nutritional values you need in those meals. The only thing that was not enough was volume. I just never felt satisfied, so I added in every other night I had mee goreng noodles. I just put also in the water, let them sit in there, and then put the rest of the water in the noodles and mix it up with the Reddix. So I had nutrition and volume. And every other evening I put in soy chunks. So I got myself from an Asian supermarket those big soy chunks. They're super lightweight and they just really expand lots when you put them in hot water. And then you have lots more protein too. So that's kind of my tricks, how I got calories, nutrition kind of balanced in. And something else you can always add in, and it brings lots of calories and is not heavy, are fried shallots. Always good to have. I learned it way too late on trail, so here you go. My tip, and they're always good. If you're one of those tortilla wrap eating people, it's also something that has to do with consistency. So if you have like peanut butter and cheese and then the wrap, it's all kind of soft, but when you add in fried shallots, it's crunchy. Just an idea if you have the tortillas ahead. I've had one package of tortillas in the whole 2 months I was hiking Te Araroa, so I got on well with my snacks and then a big dinner. That's how it worked for me. I'm still doing that right now, like at home. I snack along the whole day, and in the evening I make myself a great dinner. That's just how I eat. And you have to find your way and maybe analyze yourself before you go on trail, so you can avoid a few of the mistakes and make the best of the food you send yourself, because once the food is sent and the package is sent, you can't change it anymore. And also you have to carry the stuff you send yourself, or you find someone who needs the stuff you actually don't want to have. So let's get into the packages. First of all, you can send the packages from Wellington or from Picton. I send them from Wellington because in Wellington you have the big supermarkets, so if I'm very picky on what to eat, and so I knew I could find everything I need in Wellington. In Picton, the supermarket is quite small, and everyone who's on TA will get through that supermarket. So the chances are quite high that the things you might want are already gone. But it's cheaper to send it from Picton, so you gotta make up your mind there. I sent it from Wellington. I got myself beforehand a big package of the Reddix meals because I just bought it in bulk. That saved me lots and lots of money, and so I planned for a whole month every evening a Reddix meal basically, and then I just added into the package all the snacks and stuff I wanted or thought I needed. Didn't need the pasta, but we learn from our mistakes. I did. Yes. And for the packages, first thing, for every package you have to mark them. You have to put on certain things. So first of all, you write on them, apart from the address where it has to go, obviously. You put on it that you're a TA walker. You put on it your name, the estimated time of pickup, so when you think you're going to be there around and to pick up your package, and you also put on at best your phone number or email address, so the people who have your package until you get there can reach you if something happens, or you just never turn up and they want to know, hey, what should we do with your package? So every package should have those things on them. And then the first package. It's kind of not everyone sends the first package to Havelock. So, because the first part on the South Island is Queen Charlotte Track. It takes around 3 to 4 days, then you're in Havelock, and then you go into the Richmond Ranges. And in Havelock you have a small 4-square supermarket. It's really a small supermarket. Most people want to have the tuna sachets, and most people already bought the tuna sachets there. So chances are high tuna sachets are gone if you want to have them. So I was pretty happy. I sent myself my package, and for the Richmond Ranges, it took me 5.5 days to walk the Richmond Ranges, but I have to add on, I'm not a purist. So I did hitchhike. I hitchhiked from Havelock to Pelorus Bridge, and in between, as soon as there was a rope bit and it looked like I could get a hitch, I tried. Most of the time it worked out, and it was a great experience. Kiwis are amazing. They're so nice, and I had really just the best experiences going on hitchhikes. So time-wise, first package I sent to Havelock was food for, I think it was 7 days, because I did calculate how many kilometers, meters of elevation, how much would I probably need. So that ended up with 6 days, and then I added an extra day for, you never know what happens, you might need more, and you always want to end up with more than not enough food, because I don't know how you are, but I don't work good on calorie deficiency. Especially on trail, you will always be hungry, and it's always better to have something extra than not enough. Yeah, so first package, Havelock, around 7 days worth of food. And you can send it to the Havelock Holiday Park. They're very nice there. They don't charge you for the packages, which is nice. And they also have a certain spot just for TA hikers in their holiday park. They even have it discounted for you. It's super clean. Oh, great. So send it there if you decide on sending a package to Havelock. Next station after Richmond Ranges, you'll be in St. Arnaud. In St. Arnaud, you'll have a small petrol station. They have lots of snacks and some bits like cheese and things you can buy there. And you can send your next package for the Nelson Lakes area. I wrote it down, I have a smart book. This book is smart because I am smart. So, package number 2 goes to St. Arnaud, to the Alpine Lodge. They charge you $15 to $20 for it. To hike the Nelson Lakes area took me around 5.5 days too, just like the Richmond Ranges. If you add in the Angelus Hut, add in a day more of food. So I calculated with 6 days of food plus 1 extra, because you never know. So yeah, you can get, again, tuna sachets and wraps and stuff in St. Arnaud at the petrol station. I think they're open every day. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, you can get some stuff there. You can also refill your gas at the Alpine Lodge. Ask at a reception for the guy, and he basically collects all the half-emptied bottles and refills them, which is super nice. So, and it's way cheaper than buying a new one. It's also good for the environment. It's like a win-win. The third box is probably the most important box, because you'll exit the trail at Boyle, and there's nothing at Boyle. There's only that education center where you send your box to. They do have some snacks like some chocolate and gas. That's it. They don't have much more. If you stay there, you have to book it beforehand, and sometimes you can get pizza there. I haven't experienced that, but if you don't send a box to Boyle, I have to get a hitchhike to Henmer Springs, which I highly recommend anyways, because it's sauna and it's great. And you have great supermarkets there, but the hitchhike is around 30 to 45 minutes. So it's quite a ride to get there. And yeah, but if you get there, you're fine, you have lots of supermarkets. But if you don't get there, and if you want to go straight into the next section from Boyle, you have to send yourself a package. So the next section took me 4.5 days. So basically calculated with 5 days, and I put an extra day on, 6 days worth of food into the package. Especially for that section, that upcoming section from Boyle to Arthur's Pass, because that's the one where you have those immense number of river crossings. Why is that so hard for me to say? But yeah, it's beautiful, but really check the weather. We were lucky. It's funny, and I always say we. I ended up hiking in a group. It's not like, yeah, I do have different personalities, but I don't talk of myself in we. I'm a me. Yeah, so please excuse if I always change between I and we. That's just we. Most of the time I was in a group. So yeah, but that part from Boyle to Arthur's Pass, if it rains, it can be very tricky, and you can get stuck and have to wait out some of the water to flush through before you can cross rivers. Or sometimes there's one part before you go into the last bit up to Goat Pass Hut. where you have basically, the path is basically through the creek, and the creek can get quite deep. And there's a section where you can actually opt out and get a hitch to Arthur's Pass. But yeah, check the weather before you go into that section, but pack at least, especially for that, pack an extra day of food just to be sure. But yeah, go to Hanmer Springs, have a break. We spent Christmas in Hanmer Springs and we went to the sauna, we ate insane amounts of food, and we had a nice little Christmas dinner on the 23rd already, and went back on trail on the 24th. And also got some wine and treats for the first day in the hut on the next section. So I just really recommend going to Hanmer Springs. Treat yourself. You're there to enjoy it. It's a privilege that we can do this. And then the last package. It's going to Arthur's Pass. And Arthur's Pass, I definitely would recommend be there early enough, before 2 p.m. because there's a great cafe. They make amazing lunch, great food. They have also a shop included into the cafe. It's called, did I write it down? It's called Arthur's Pass Cafe and Store. How easy is that? I should have been able to remember that. But yeah, great food. They have like gas canisters. You can buy lots of beers there. We did that. Yeah, you can also get like blister patches, and they're equipped for TA hikers. But there's no supermarket, so it's really just a little cafe. So you send yourself a package to the Mountain House, Arthur's Pass. They charge you $10. And yeah, there's a number also in the TA app, which I also would recommend. Look into the TA app, the different sections. If you scroll all the way down, there's always information about the boxes, where to send them, where to pick it up, how much it will cost. But yeah, I just provided here now, easier. But if something changes, this video today is the 27th, 28th of April. So if something changed afterwards, it's not included here. So double check for yourself. Go on everyone's website, maybe just give them an email, write them an email, hey, sending a package, before you do it. So they're like, yeah, sweet, do it, or no, don't take packages anymore. Now it really depends if you go to Methven after the first 3 days. So when you arrive at Rakaika River, if you have a shuttle around already and do the section in between the rivers right away, then you might need 5 days worth of food in the package. If you only go to Rakaika and then go down to Methven and spend some time there, then 3 days of food are enough. I think I sent myself 5 days worth of food because I still had quite some Radix meals left over for the next time. So I just had a bit more, even though we went right to Methven afterwards and spent New Year's there, which was fun. Got kicked out the pub, unfortunately. And yeah, always bring your passport if you want to buy beers in New Zealand. Just a little side note, because yeah, you don't think you would, after turning 30, you'd always need to bring a passport to get beers. Maybe in the US you're used to it, but I mean, in Germany you can buy beers from the age of 16, so we were quite surprised that no one would sell us beer if we don't present them a passport. So take your passport if you want to buy beer. So after you did the part in between the rivers, then you have a shuttle around Ragintata, and then you go to Tekapo over the Two Thumbs track, which was my absolute favorite. The Two Thumbs track is just, I use it in the video, you probably see it right now. Ta-da, it's amazing. And after that, you will always end up in towns with supermarkets for always in like average like 3 to 4 days max. So you don't have to send yourself any packages anymore. And yeah, that's it, I think. So it's actually not that bad. It's not that tricky. It just sounds very daunting, I guess, to plan so much food and plan so much in advance, but it's actually not that hard. And if you have any other questions about Te Araroa, or in general through hiking or whatever you want to know, that I could answer, can't guarantee that, I will make a little Q&A video as the next video. So if you have questions, just follow me on my Instagram. I'll post something and you can put all your questions in, and I try to cover most of, or maybe all of the questions I get in the next video. And because rocks are amazing, there's one part close to the end of TA, if you go Sobo. It's 2 days before you go to Bluff. It's close to Colac Bay. There's a little island, it's called Monkey Island, and before this island is a beach called Gemstone Beach, and you can find the most beautiful pebbles there. And if you're a rock lover, which you might be, because you follow me now, hopefully, then you will be so happy there, and maybe you plan in an extra few hours just picking rocks and enjoying them. And I have one here for you. So, this is such a pretty little pebble, right? I mean, look at those colors. Okay, great. Okay, yeah.